Corporal Travis George with the 2nd MLG. I do the Skydio operations here, and the master trainer, and the squad leader, and then one of the tactical advisors for 2nd Platoon. So my role is a couple different things. I'm the master trainer for the Skydio, so I create new flyers as well as keep current flyers up to date, which the Skydio is utilized to help Border Patrol and U.S. Marines with operations for drone capabilities, so that we can be up in the air quick and help find any eyes that cross the border that are moving fast to get picked up, as well as a BSTS instructor for the Battle Skills Training School. We keep the company up to date on training. So like before Operation Iron Jaws, we did a round robin class with the Marines of X-Ray Company for just desert survival. So they would survive out in the Jacumba wilderness for 3 days or however long they're out there. And then I'm also a squad leader with 2-3. So I keep my Marines, up to date with PME, physical fitness, all that. So just maintaining everything out here for the mission. So for the operation, we're setting into patrol bases as well as observation posts. So we're watching, basically waiting for the coyote to bring over illegal aliens. I mean, every operation we've done in the mountains is a statement to them saying, that we're here to stay and we'll stay out here as long as it takes. Not like a normal rotation where, same as Border Patrol, we're out there for a set time and we're just securing the territorial integrity of the United States. This one's like, we're here and we're not going anywhere until we get what we want. This is our 3rd operation now in the Jacumba wilderness. So I would say with the current tempo, it's usually every month we do one operation up in the mountains just to have a force presence up there. So we work alongside Border Patrol, assisting them with daily operations, as well as like the drone operators. Like myself, I've flown a lot of missions for Border Patrol intelligence, where I got a guy who he texts me and asks me if there's somebody out there that can help. And then I reach out to whichever Reaper team's in the field, and then we assist them with usually tracking down if there's scouts on the south side of the border, and they usually use the scouts for the eyes to cross, and then they guide them through the desert all the way up to where their pickup point is. So the Skydio is really good. It's been operating well. It can see like probably 10 clicks out from wherever it's currently sitting. So BP Intelligence loves us for the drone capabilities because we're a lot faster than Border Patrol because we're already out there. As well as just daily patrols, we fill in the gaps where they aren't, because sometimes they're undermanned, like especially the weekends. They're understaffed on the weekends, and then we fill in the gaps for them. So working with the other agencies that are out here, like the Army, they give us a lot of gear. Like I know the drone busters and the Skydios both came from them, which are both huge assets to have out there, to have an ability to take down a drone that's conducting recon on us, and also do our own recon with the Skydio. We don't really patrol with the Army. They have the east side and we have the west side, but they still run the GBOSS, which is the big cameras that are set up on the border. But we don't really interact with the Army too much, like firsthand out in the JOA. So working in a joint environment has definitely increased the level of, I would say, output that we have down here, because we help Border Patrol out and they help us out. So if Border Patrol is undermanned out in white, then we'll go send dudes out in white if that's a drone team, or if that's just a normal patrol out there. As well as Border Patrol has done a lot of counter training with us. Like they did a water survival, rappelling, just different things. They did horseback riding. That was cool. So just different things that these Marines who otherwise would be in like a comm shop somewhere, maybe for their whole careers, have now got to come out here and experience. So definitely building good experiences for Marines and different skills that they've now learned from the Southern Border mission. So one thing that I've done that has impacted the whole mission is that before we came out here, the 2nd MLG didn't have an SUAS program. And so we have started an SUAS program out here so that we have drone operators now in the 2nd MLG, so that we can operate with something more than the Black Hornet. The Black Hornet's a little tiny drone, and it can only fly like 100 feet up in the air. So it wasn't really too good for seeing over the border or going long range, but the Skydio, we can fly up to 1,200 feet and not be seen and travel 10 kilometers away from the controller. So that was huge. And then to make more flyers so that it wasn't just me out there, that's been a big help, because now not only can we better assist, United States Marines, but we can assist Border Patrol as well with drone operations and getting eyes on anything that we want. So one thing that I've done that impacted the mission was that we didn't have a drone program for operators before we came out here for the 2nd MLG. So they sent me to Fort Bliss, and I went to the Master Trainer course as well as Skydio course, and then came back and we created a drone program so that we could, one, create new flyers as well as have the capabilities out in the JOA that are better than the small Black Hornets that can only fly up to 100 feet and kind of looks like a little drone you get from Walmart. But now we have the Skydios that can travel 10 kilometers away and fly at 1,200 feet at 45 miles an hour, which is huge because once Border Patrol calls, we're there, and we're up at 1,200 feet so nobody can see us. They don't even know they're being watched most of the time. So one thing that me and my team have accomplished that I'm proud of is that in red, before 2nd Platoon got there, there wasn't really any maps of where you could and couldn't walk. A lot of the operations that were happening there before were just, observation posts. Nobody really walked the washes. And so, my dudes were out there every day walking between 20 to 30 clicks up and down the washes, which is not easy terrain, especially in this heat. And we mapped out what roads are drivable, what roads are walking roads, and where the high traffic areas are, so that when we change over with 3rd, they get a good handoff and they have some information to operate off of.
I am Lance Cpl Tyler Cole. I'm an 0331 machine gunner with 2nd MLG attached to the Basic Skills Training Course, otherwise known as BSTS. And I'm a assistant squad leader as well as a tactics advisor to 2nd Platoon. So day to day, again, I'm a tactics advisor. So once we get in on our patrol day, we come in, get our intel brief, and then once that's done, we conduct our pre-combat patrol checks here at the station, and then we roll out. And then once that happens, I'm assisting the squad leader in like tactics. If we see a gap, we fill it. If BP needs assistance with anything on the border, we'll roll in, ask any questions. Hey, how can we fill in? And then we just kind of go day to day, assist other squads as well if they need any assistance with IAs or any of that on the border. So the operation we're currently conducting is Operation Iron Jaws. It is to detect and monitor the movements of the illegal aliens, as well as the coyotes that have been operating here for a decade or more, facilitating crossings into red zone. We're there to establish our presence and to let them know that we are here, we're watching, and we're in the area. So a PB is established, or a patrol base is established to hold down a key terrain. It lets you allow to operate out of there longer. Like I've been out there for 2 to 3 days in the desert doing patrols, establishing our presence a lot more. It's a lot easier to stay out there for 3 days rather than taking like an hour to get out there already and insert or infill or get inside the area to takes a long time. So the patrol bases gives you that longevity to keep the operation tempo. The impact operation, it has been to establish our presence, like I said before, to let them know we are watching you and that we are going to know where you walk. We're going to be there. We're going to follow. We're going to observe to let you know that we know what you're doing and we're here to stay. But on my level, yes, it does make tactical sense to keep establishing our presence in red and how formidable the mountains are. It's between the weather, the terrain. Establishing the patrol bases is a lot easier. You can cover more ground efficiently than you can just say inserting a squad in every so often to tackle the terrain. But we're here to facilitate any response times along the barrier to help BP's assistance. Again, they're kind of low staffed on weekends and holidays, so we're there to fill in the gaps as needed. Assisting with other agencies, they bring a lot more assets than we have organically to the 2nd MLG as well as the company as a whole. So they bring in G-bosses, they bring in guys who's already done the said mission set before. So they bring the experience with them to teach us how to operate on the barrier a lot more efficiently. So working with other branches and other agencies again like that, it just brings a whole nother thing to the table. Like the Army has significantly more funding, significantly more assets that we can use like the drone buster again, as well as like the G-Boss that we use to monitor. They kind of ask questions of, hey, how does this work? What areas are you observing? And they tell me to pass that information that make my job more easy, more efficient. I believe I've done a good job with my squad to make them critical thinkers. A lot of these kids are stuck in a shop. They're generally told what to do. Out here, I'm like picking their brain of, hey, if you had a situation, how would you think yourself out of it? I believe I've done a very good job at turning some of these guys into critical thinkers and how to essentially play 3D chess with the IAs and coyotes. I've been proud of the resilience of my team. Being up in red for about 2 months, it's kind of exhausting. Hiking up the mountains in the heat and kit. We've been doing that, finding signs, looking for IAs, looking for the coyotes, finding intel for the intel guys here at the COC. And I feel like I've done a good job at, they've done a good job at that, as well as making them critical thinkers to say, hey, if we drop in a scenario, how do you want to think out of this? Hey, how can the IAs, how can the coyotes use this to their advantage as well as to ours? I mean, I just like think like an opportunity to come out here and do this. I love this kind of environment. I love teaching people new things. I'm very thankful to have this opportunity to work with Border Patrol. Great guys, love them, and I just hopefully we can continue this operation tempo and get guys out here that's not experienced with these, and to kind of get them out of their comfort zone a little bit.